Hey, I'm Jesse. Let's have a devotion. As we go through the book of Esther, as we apply our lives to this ancient biblical text, whereupon beautiful, bold, brave Esther is positioned strategically by God for such a time as whereby she could deliver the people of God in the Old Testament from mass genocidal slaughter, we are likewise going to risk everything as the Spirit uses the biblical text to call us to fulfill the exact purpose for such a time as this one, where God has called us where we are. Now, what's never seen in the text of Esther is the name of God. So I have taken it upon the plan for our devotions to show you the rich, thorough, clear, and obvious biblical historical background to prove God was at work long before Esther was even born. Here is Isaiah chapter 41, verses 1 through 4. Be silent before me, coasts and islands, and let peoples renew their strength. Let them approach, let them testify, let's come together for the trial. Who has stirred up someone from the east? In righteousness he calls him to serve. The Lord hands nations over to him, and he subdues kings. He makes them like dust with his sword, like wind-driven stubble with his bow. He pursues them, going on safely, hardly touching the path with his feet. Who has performed and done this, calling the generations from the beginning? I am the Lord, the first, and with the last I am he. So, like we saw in yesterday's devotion, Cyrus, according to the Cyrus cylinder on display at the British Museum, despite what Cyrus thinks, it was not the Babylonian god Marduk. It was, in fact, the Lord, the one true God. Both Jeremiah and Isaiah prophesy this nation would come about, even naming Cyrus before Cyrus was born. All right, sorry, Cyrus, you don't even get what God's doing here. The seeming invincibility of the Persian Empire was prophesied by God long before the Babylonians even captured the people of Judah. So God had created this nation where Esther finds herself, this king who has forcibly drafted her into his castle along with his concubines and made her his queen. Even he doesn't realize that he has inherited a throne that was established by this right here, the Lord. God is the one who has done this. God is the one who stirred up someone from the east. He is the one who calls upon Cyrus and even hands nations over to Cyrus. He renders the enemy nations like dust with his sword. This is the Babylonians. The Babylonians will be pursued and they will be utterly annihilated. And who is the one who has done this? Who is the one who has preordained this? The Lord, and the Lord alone. Man, you and I have no concept just what God is at work doing. He is sovereign. He has been sovereign over the millennia. May we have longer memories than our contemporaries and see the sovereign hand of God at work. We're gonna look next at some of what God said in Isaiah chapter 41 regarding King Cyrus. And we'll look as well at the exact words that King Cyrus proclaimed. And we'll do that in tomorrow's devotion.